Tinkercad.com for this project, and today this is just a very basic introduction of what Tinkercad is and what are the capabilities of this very amazing free tool available on the internet. So you are going to go to the Tinkercad.com website and log in as a student with a class code, and I will be providing you with a class code. Now when you log in first time, you will be able to see this sort of a screen, but actually before that you would actually meet this kind of a screen when you log in. So what you have to do is just go to designs and go to create a 3D design, and then you are going to come on the work plane screen where you will see that there are a number of tools available on the right for you to use, and you can just use them straight away, or you can also mold them into different shapes that you want. Over here, there's a very important cuboid top left, and if you just move it around, you'll be able to see the object or the shape that you are building from all the different angles. So I think that's about it. There are some other, tools like zooming in and zooming out, or just sort of, fitting everything in one screen. So you would might want to use any of these if your view goes out of the screen and you want to bring it back to where you were. So let's start with any basic shape. Let me drag cuboid out here. Now over here, you see that the moment I dragged it, I see some kind of properties for this object. You can always change the color if you want from here, or choose any other custom colors, transparent colors. All the entire palette is available for you to use. If I click on it, it can also, just if you increase the radius, you'll see that it's becoming a bit like rounded from the sides, which is also possible like that. Okay. I can increase the length from here. Okay. I can increase the width from here, height of the basic shape out here, but all of these tools are also available from here. Like if I click on it and if I just click here, I can always say that I want it to be, let's say, 30. All the measurements in Tinkercad are millimeters. These are important because later on, if you want to 3D print your model, then you should know that the 3D printer will just, take a particular size of the model. Here, the length could be, let's say, 60. Okay. If I want to change the height, I can always click on this. I know that this is 17. I may just want to take it as 20, right? So all of this is actually possible in Tinkercad. Okay. um, you can, as I said, you can actually take any other shapes also to attach them over here. Like if I want a cylinder to be attached, I can take a cylinder, and maybe I want to rotate it first and then attach it, so I can click here and I can just try to rotate it, let's say by 90 degrees. So I can either drag my mouse over here to bring it to 90, or I can click here and I can press 90. Okay, so this is here. I may want to reduce the thickness of it, so I am going to work on this, and I'm going to bring it to, let's say, 7 millimeters, which is like this kind of a size. And then I can just go ahead and try and attach it if I want, if I'm building some kind of a basic shape. Always good to see things from the top view because it gives you the right view where your objects are and where do you want to move them out. Okay, so you can attach this. Okay, maybe I want to increase. Now here, both my cylindrical shape and the rectangular shape are on the same height. Okay, they are like touching the ground. But maybe if I want to move this a little more, like further up, I can just click on this shape and use this black triangles to just sort of drag it upward. Okay, so somewhat like that, right? Now if you want these wheels on the four sides, you can just click Control C and Control V for Windows, and Command C and Command V for the Mac, and you can attach these wheels here. If you feel like the alignment is not really proper and they have to be like accurately aligned, you can click this and then Shift key on your keyboard and select the other key also. So Shift Select will select two objects at a time, and then you can use this option called Align on top and choose like at what axis do you want it to be aligned. Okay, maybe I want it to be aligned according to the middle axis. So they are going to be exactly on the same axis out here. All right. So you can use align tool for accurate positioning of your objects out here. Okay. One more important thing that I want to show you is maybe if you want to make something like hollow, all right, or maybe use another tool to cut through this triangle, the rectangle or something. So I'm just going to show you that. Let me just increase the the length of it so that I can show this to you clearly. So now I want to cut a triangular kind of a shape from here. So I am going to take this wedge shape, okay, and drag it here. Now I am going to just move it a little bit like that, okay, at this angle, which is 90-degree, and I want to cut it through. So first of all, what I'm going to do, just check what width this is. So this is 30, so I'm going to go here and also change this width to 30 so that I'm exactly like positioning it accordingly. And the height of this is 20, and if I check, the height of this is actually 20, which is all right. Okay, all I now have to do is very carefully just drag it at the right place. Okay, it doesn't look right, yeah, because it needs to be at the right place if I want this to be cutting through it. Okay, try to see things from all different angles so that you know exactly what you are missing. Okay, now still the height needs to be increased, so I'm going to increase the height of it to this. All right, let me again check the measurements. Yeah, this looks okay to me, I think, but maybe I need to move it at the side a little bit, or maybe it's almost like okay, maybe a little bit to the side. Yeah, like that. Okay, now if I want to cut through this shape, but I can actually see that it's still not properly aligned, so I'm going to bring it a little bit further down here and see it from the other side too. Or what I'll do is basically just increase this to 32 just for clarity. Yeah, just to cover it out. Yeah, this looks okay now. Now what I'm going to do, while this purple shape is selected, I am going to click on this option, which is hole, which is sort of to specify that this shape is gonna create a sort of a hollow thing. Okay, now while this wedge is already selected, I'm going to shift and select my rectangular also. So both rectangle and wedge are selected, and now I can just go and click on group. Okay, the moment I click on group, the hollow object is gone, and the angle at which I had placed, it's cut through like that. Okay, so you can have this kind of object too, like you can actually cut it through. Okay, and then of course if you want, you can always attach more things. If you want something to be hollow or something to just be, sort of cut through it, it's just the same process always. You can just go here and um, bring the height over here, and maybe you want another shape on top of it, but this time you want it to be 17, and the width should all this is 17 already, and this side can be also 17. Look at it from the top view and try to position it right through. It could also be smaller if you wanted more clarity. Okay, or align it properly, but the process is the same. So I'm gonna make this hole, and I'm going to shift and select the other rectangle, cylinder, and I'm going to click on group. So you see that it's cut through like this, okay, which is not proper, but I think maybe my alignment wasn't really great, but it can actually cut through this hollow object as well. So anyway, this is like just a basic tutorial. If you still want to cut through this, you can just use a rectangle and make it flat from the front and attach some other gears that you want to create a little basic car kind of a shape or anything else that you are planning. For this lesson, you can work on this shape, or otherwise, I have another shape that I might want you to work on, and which is here. I was trying to create a pizza slice. Okay, so you can try to create this or any other shape. You can just go to Google and go to Tinkercad simple models, and you'll see some amazing designs just for inspiration. Like this castle is an amazing design to start with, or these kind of things, but they are going to be a little bit more complicated. So start with something very basic for the start, and it's a great tool. um, and I want to just say that if your models are good by the end of this lesson, then I might definitely want to um, print them using our 3D printer. I also want to show you, I had actually um, grade 7 did a unit on 3D room design, and I actually printed one of the models of grade 7 girl, and this is what it is. So if you see this, this is what she had created, a room design. And when I actually went ahead and printed this model in 3D, I'll show you how it looks like now. So this is how it looks like. Everything that she had designed in the room, the bed and the cupboards and a bookshelf and some other decorations on the walls and a teddy bear at the very corner, has all been printed very beautifully. So I'm just saying that if your models are really nice by the end of this unit, we would love to just print them out and see how they look in reality, right? So that's about it for now.